terribly sorry, Dame.
It took such a long time for Drew to settle on that accent for the judge.
No problem. The day before yesterday was a bad day for the department. We were in no shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed inside the building.
So in the background you've got that plinky plonky music that says, "Ooh, here's a testimony. You'll be pressing this soon enough."
Mm-hmm.
So I can't give away any more than that.
And what about the knife?
That knife is very important to the police department. But without a proven connection to Goodman, I can't say why.
He's pretty much asking you to prove it. He does lead you through it, doesn't he, Damon Gant?
Yeah.
He sort of shows you how it's where your conclusions are meant to lie.
From that perspective, I hope this doesn't make this part of the film seem too much like a video game.
Well, it's based on a video game, so it's understandable. There you go. Only Phoenix Wright could realise that you need to read the note upside down.
6:15, 12:2. Sorry, right, my boy?
You notice that Damon Gant read it as 6:15, Phoenix Wright read it as 6:75.
Well,
Even though it makes no difference.
I like that because it's open to interpretation.
Aha! 221, SL9. Exactly.
That's the one other thing that we perhaps should have translated about this. You know, despite the fact that this version of Phoenix Wright is being filmed in Scotland by Scottish people, we still used the American style of dating, month then date.
Yes.
Instead of day then month.
It's Scots in America, really. Now tell everything, Gant.
Wouldn't you say so, Archie?
Oh, thank you, sir. So we give us information.
Phoenix Wright's really kind of revelling in the praise that he actually gets from somebody.
Yeah.
He never gets praise. He just does his job. And
My
people
God,
admit it.
someone likes me.
Yeah. Someone's actually helpful.
Sure, why not?
Really?
I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only.
For any doubters there, Drew did stumble his lines there, but he covered it up very nicely.
It's dramatic pausing.
Yeah. Turning forgetting your lines into a dramatic pause. Genius on his part, and very nice improv.
Mr. Wright, are you okay?
Yes, Your Honour. I'm just a little thrown by this new information.
This is where anybody who hadn't played the game before would probably get incredibly confused as to what's going on. Simply because everyone in the film gets confused at the same time.
Wait a minute, right. What does this mean?
That's what I want to know. The numbers are identical, which means the victim who died in the evidence room is the same Bruce Goodman who apparently died in the prosecutor's car park at the exact same time.
Two murders of the same person.
Order! David, what's the meaning of this?
No, what I want to know...
I'm sure at this point in any real trial the case would be thrown out of court.
Yes, just for complete nonsensical gibberish.
Yes. Only in the Phoenix Wright world would they presume until proven otherwise that two murders of the same person did take place.
What, that idiot? But he said the report had nothing to do with the Sky case.
Worthy, I won't have you shifting blame for your own negligence.
Of course, Mike Meekins then turned out to be carrying something that would have changed the case entirely.
No such luck, I'm afraid, Worthy. The report wasn't submitted as evidence before the trial began. And according to the second law of evidence, new evidence must be relevant to the case and trial. So I couldn't submit the...
We're nice and quiet at this point because that's something that you really need to know for the rest of the case. Such a simple statement that could easily be thrown out. And it's what ends up unseating the real murderer in the end.
Exactly.
Please allow me one more day to sort things out.
You better get...
He doesn't look very apologetic, does he?
Well, I think that's good, because I don't think he really is apologetic.
He could only looked even less apologetic if he said it in a monotone like, "Please forgive me for my lack of diligence." Clearly doesn't mean it. Now he finally gets to go to that urgent meeting that he was meant to attend about 10 minutes ago.
I hope you will learn from this mistake.
Yes, Your Honour.
Well, it seems there are many questions that must be answered before we can continue. I trust that both parties will investigate this. Court is adjourned.
The gavel worked very well. I was considering whether we'd need to use sound effects to mask the gavel slams to make them sound good and loud and dramatic, but the sound of them echoing in the courtroom just worked perfectly.
It was good, loud and dramatic already.
Yeah.
We should use it to investigate the second murder.
I guess you're right.
Now here's where we divert from the story of the game a little bit in order to split up the main duo and have them perform their own useful tasks individually.
So we can sort of cut down the time. I mean, at this point we realised how long this film was going to end up being, time-wise, and we started thinking, perhaps... Well, think how long it would take you to complete the game. It's quite a long time.
And here's another scene that's completely of our own invention. We decided that given the rug that we were about to pull to people who haven't already played this chapter of the game, and that we should have a scene to help endear Gant to us some more.
Natural buoyancy.
Just simply from that phrase right there. The judge has natural buoyancy.
Yes. In fact, actually, I'd like to give credit here to my old RMPS teacher, who told me a story where someone had referred to him as having natural buoyancy, and he said that he thought that was just a nice way of saying you're a bit chubby.
For anyone who has no idea, RMPS is a sort of moral and philosophical course.
Yes, religious, moral and philosophical studies. Not important, but yes, it was thanks to that anecdote that I thought of that line.
It really does make you to... In this scene, it's not in the court, but it kind of gives you more background about Phoenix and Edgeworth, and makes you think, oh, Gad, you're so funny.
I assume that's where your investigation's taking you.
And he even helps out Phoenix Wright as well.
Yeah.
He's almost too helpful. Maybe some people would get suspicious at that.
Yeah. Maybe we lathered him with too much niceness.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, here we are
we
with...
have someone else new to introduce here.
Oh, we've got two people to introduce here.
I was just saying the Blue Badger, but there you go.
Yeah. Introducing Jamie Cross as Dick Gumshoe. And
with one of the strongest Scottish accents that we thought we might even need subtitles for.
Sorry, Jamie. And a cardboard cutout as the Blue Badger.
That was fun to make.
Yes. Now, again, Phoenix Wright fans, you might have noticed that the head is a different shape from the Blue Badger in the game. That is not because we copped out. That is actually of distinct significance.
Because, of course, in the game, there's a later point where the head is a specific part of the case.
Yes.
But without...
The shape of the head, the shape of the head is
point.
identical to the silhouette cast by a particular object, but since the object that we had was cast a different silhouette from the one in the game, we based the head on that silhouette, and there is my dad.
With the actual police hat.
Yes.
Finally getting.
Yes, wearing the costume that Meekins is just about to come in wearing.
Yes. Every policeman has the same outfit.
We are nothing if we're not costume efficient.
Who, when they saw this in the game, mashed their hand on their face? I had to do the rumour salute from Red Dwarf.
Yes. Any Red Dwarf fans out there? Hope you enjoyed that.
There must be a few. Of course, we originally planned for the interrogation scene to actually be in that, but due to time, due to how long the...
Yeah, that was another extensive scene that we figured we could cut out because the entire content of that interrogation scene is discussed and revealed in full in the next courtroom scene.
We still included it on YouTube anyway.
Oh yes, and for anyone who's curious about it, do go and have a look.
At least you had him for company.
Oh, he's very entertaining company.
Yeah.
Every time he came out, I laughed. I'm sorry, it was really well made, I think. It shows our artistic skills, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now we're only 35 minutes into this film now, and we've already visited every location that we've used at least once.
Yes.
We've now seen every location that's used in the entire film already.
I think it's mainly because Impact had so many different rooms that were perfect for interrogation rooms, for offices, for things like that.
Even the courtroom waiting room at one point.
Exactly. Oh, Emma knows something. Oh, poor Gumshoe.
Yes, that was almost unintended. that limb falling off there. Hey, and this time
Security in this place.
Oh, I thought falling asleep at your desk was a mark of a true professional.
Hey!
this time we have Jake Marshall with the addition of the poncho shawl type thing.
He was taking a nap, really. He kind of needed something to be slightly more comfy in.
Yeah.
Some more cowboy music.
Mm-hmm.
Never gets boring.
Yes, and well done to Steve for, apart from the poncho, which is it was a new addition after a certain stage, provided his entire cowboy costume. He was that perfect for the part.
When they took my badge, my fire for the job kind of went out.
So where were you at 5:15 on the 21st?
Unfortunately, we couldn't procure a gigantic cactus to have in the office, but it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's not a vital addition, and it would have cost us quite a fair bit of money.
Yeah, we had to be cost efficient here.
You can tell we're cost efficient by just how little props there are that aren't just, salvageable from everybody else. Aside from the main props, which we, decided to really spend some money on.
Yeah.
Stuff that was vitally important.
Yeah.
Any chance we could see the recordings from 2 days ago?
To be honest, our main costs, apart from the camera, were our filming time at the courtroom.
Yes.
Some
777 7777.
7 sevens.
Yep.
A pre-prepared selection of spreadsheets there.
But if this was evidence transfer all day, shouldn't there be more of them? Not really. There's more than one evidence room.
How many are there?
I forget, but this one's kept aside until...
I like the fact that we get Danny to lead the interrogation a little bit more in this scene.
It's the partner has actual, impact as
Yes.
opposed to Phoenix doing everything.
Exactly. That was why I had them split up more often, or more often than they do in the game, because it shows that they have individual aptitudes. And I think it's important that we start to give Emma a bit more of the spotlight here, because her importance increases exponentially in this section of the film.
In the whole film altogether, really.
Yes. Yeah.
No worries.
And now we have a list of ID numbers to go and check out
Yeah.
throughout the course of the film. Still at Impact Labs.
Still Impact Lags. Sorry for the bathroom noises in the background.
Barely noticeable.
Well-
Well, really, it kind of gives an idea that this evidence room is really in the back end of the police department.
Yes.
It's not, it's not forward in the main area of it.
Yes.
Looks like Gumshoe was right. Forensics team's finished.
There's Jamie just picking some pockets.
Alright, well, how about next time when people come in, you let them know you're there?
I used to, but they were never that pleased to see
This
me.
was amongst our earliest filming days.
Poor Gumshoe, no one's pleased to see him.
Well,
He's one of my
I was pleased to see him
Oh,
that
right,
day.
he's one of my favourite Phoenix Wright characters in general, is Dick Gumshoe.
Yeah, no, I think...
Why is this girl giving me the
Ooh. The stare.
Why is it that so many of our cast members have very good evil stares?
No, I was delighted that Jamie turned up this day and the other day that we had him, because Jamie, not referring specifically to filming here, but is notoriously hard to get a hold of.
You may notice at the end of the previous scene that he can even do the Dick Gumshoe single eyebrow raise.
Yes.
It detects blood even when all traces...
And suddenly here's a squirt bottle of luminol for detecting blood, suddenly that she happened to have in her bag with her.
Yes.
Again, all Phoenix Wright characters
The
carry
dimensions
everything
of
they
which
needed.
are impossible, by the way. There's no way she could have fitted that bottle in her bag.
There's Gumshoe just peeking around the corner in the background. She looks like a real scientist now. As a chemistry student, I can tell you that's what we dress up like in the labs.
Yes.
Sunglasses. She looks like she's from CSI, doesn't she?
She does. She looks incredibly convincing, and Danny provided her own lab coat for this.
You expect her to make some sort of pun about the murder case, then put her glasses on, and then we get the intro in the background with the Who.
Yeah. I'll take your word on that one. I don't actually watch CSI.
CSI Miami. I think it's generally quite well known, that one. And here goes a little demonstration of how to take fingerprints.
It seems just nondescript, but actually is of incredible significance to the rest of the story.
Of course, in the game, this part was the reason this case was only available on the DS was because it required you to use the DS's capability to take fingerprints and stuff.
Well, yeah, or other way around. In fact, it was developed specifically for the DS.
Okay.
There was no way anybody else who'd have got that locker open
Why is that, Matt?
because of the security system in this place.
This is Gumshoe giving a nice explanation about how security works.
Thumbs on, and the lock disengages. What's more, there's a sensor down the bottom that detects when the door's closed and locks it automatically.